being that I live in Indiana, I've got the best news for anybody in Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. Morgan from Morgan's Raiders is shot in the back with his pants down like the coward that he is. Woo! Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me as always is Prospector Johnny. And Johnny, great news this week for you. You're going to be really excited later in the week, but not yet. Not yet. Just hold tight. War's not over, but somebody bad dies, and you're going to be really excited about that. So just...
Oh, man. Lincoln's dead?
Oh, no. Well, not yet.
Oh. Somebody against
Yes.
him. One of the bad guys.
Yeah,
okay.
bad guy.
Not a bad guy, just one of the bad guys.
No, this is a bad guy. This is a bad guy who gets what he fucking deserves.
Who is also...
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm looking
All right,
forward
Johnny.
to it.
The week opens up on the 2nd of September with federal troops walking into Atlanta. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Let's go. I mean, we started last week, right?
Yeah,
with this?
the Confederates left at the end of last week. Now we're in Atlanta. Sherman is going to send a telegraph to the White House to Lincoln saying, "Fairly won." That's his only telegraph. Just fairly won. We won it.
Fairly
won.
One?
That's it. That's all that's probably could have been like Atlanta.
Lincoln must have gotten that and been like, what the fuck does this mean? Why you gotta be so cryptic? Just tell me. It's a telegraph. You're not limited in your characters.
Well, you are, but not that limited.
Not that. I mean, come on. Like you can
do a whole ass sentence. You can do a whole ass sentence. That's
at
not,
least
that's not. Yeah.
A little explanation would be nice.
Hood is going to pull back to Lovejoy Station, southeast of Atlanta. He's going to regroup there with a fair bit of skirmishing there, but it seems that both armies are kind of okay with just like, all right, Union, we got Atlanta, like, let's lick our wounds a little bit. Hood is very much...
Do you think it's because they're at a place called Lovejoy Station and they feel like maybe this isn't the spot to fight?
Yeah, that might be it, yeah. Out in the Shenandoah Valley, Johnny Lee sends a message to Early that he needs the troops that he loaned him earlier back because, Petersburg is what Petersburg is, and he's getting surrounded, so he needs...
And it was just a loan.
So he needs them back.
Like...
Which is, once again, not the first time that Lee's like, I don't want any inter-war department cooperation. I want my troops to be my troops, and he doesn't like loaning them out at all, regardless of how that could affect. Like, Early's up there screwing around with Washington. The more he screws around with Washington, the more likely Grant's going to have to divert troops up to Washington. Like, use your head there, Lee, but...
No, Lee seems like he maybe wants to be... commander-in-chief of all the Southern
Which he
armies.
is not yet.
He's kind of doing his own shit.
Not yet. He's not. He's just in Virginia.
No, that would be Traitor President Davis.
Well, yeah, that too.
Right?
Yeah. Lee is also so desperate for men that he actually sends a telegraph to Davis asking him if, hey, those slaves that we have, can we maybe start using them in military aspects? Like, I'm not necessarily saying arm them and put them in the field and like they are a regiment next to white regiments. That'd be crazy. But like maybe like
no, that's insane.
If they could like defend the forts, so then we could have some of the white troops from the forts like.
Or perhaps he was thinking using them in much the same way the North is using them as line cooks and taking care of the camps and like they're.
Yep.
Frees up people for that, right? White people for that. And so then they can go and die on the front lines for whoever.
All right, Johnny. On the 3rd, both Sheridan and Early's armies are going to accidentally run into each other around Berryville in a sharp engagement.
Accidentally?
Yeah, accidentally. Like, they're just moving around. Remember they've been chasing each other around, like in tails?
Sure, somebody changed direction.
Yeah, and then they hit each other.
Whoops.
Around Berryville. It does engage sharp engagement ensues. Both armies are surprised, and that fight is inconclusive. Like it's just nobody was expecting it.
Everybody got surprised, shot their gun, and probably ran the fuck away.
What? That. Johnny, remember that whole chaos? This is where the week's going to get really exciting for you. Here on the 4th of September, remember that whole chaos that we have with Morgan and his Raiders?
No, there was no chaos, Lieutenant. Remember, he came in here and he very generously offered to not destroy our government building if we gave him money, which was, but it was very generous.
Not from the Masons.
Did not take the
Not
Masons.
from the Masons.
Didn't take it.
You joined the Masons. Didn't
he
you
had that
at
return.
That point?
I was briefly
a Mason?
affiliated with the Freemasons. Yes.
Yep.
It was a brief encounter. I'm not sure they recognized me as a member, but I recognize myself.
That's all that counts. Johnny, good news. He did.
What? We got him?
We got him, Johnny! We got him! The traitorous land pirate is dead! A Union raiding party is going to sneak into Greenville, Tennessee, where there is rumor that Morgan and his raiders are sitting there. They are going to enter a house. They're allegedly... He's in bed with a woman. Allegedly, his pants are down.
Wait, what?
I'm saying this is all allegedly. He's in bed with a woman. Allegedly, his pants are down. Allegedly, he flees out the back of the window, the window in the bedroom. And allegedly, as he's running onto a horse,
with his pants down,
he jumps out the window. It's like a first-story window.
With his pants down,
gets on the horse and starts to ride away, where he is promptly shot in the back. Now, the truth of it is,
can I ask how one would jump out a window onto a horse with pants down?
He's out the window, then gets onto a horse, and then runs away and gets shot in the back.
So pants off.
Pants off. Yeah, not down, off.
Or he pulled them up.
But the truth of it is when we actually got his body, he had pants on.
Well, sure, pants down, so pulled them up.
He might have, yeah, that might have happened, yeah.
And jumped out the window.
But he definitely 100% was shot in the back on the horseback as he was fleeing from the scene. So he is
My only
dead.
question would be why the person who encountered him in the room would allow him the time to pull pants up, get to a window, jump onto a horse, stationed directly outside the window just in case, apparently. Like some sort of movie from the futures. Movies are a lot of pictures taken
rapid succession,
like super fast speed. And then get away. Like, what is he? Jackie Chan, who is also
in the future?
A future person who you might have heard of in the future.
There's a great movie with Owen Wilson, by the way. Just saying. 2 good movies.
I think there's 3, actually.
Really?
But 2 good ones.
I better say, if there is 3, it's not. The third one is definitely not good.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. He's dead. He did. And so that's fine. And so he can go ahead and be remembered however the fuck he wants to be, as far as... whether he was stooping some woman and whether he had his pants on or off.
Doesn't matter. He did.
But you know what? You know what I can guarantee? 160 years in the future, they're not going to remember this man.
Nobody's going to
make monuments to him.
In the towns that he raided, that would be stupid.
Name a school after him.
That'd be crazy.
No one's going to make it their mascot.
That'd be crazy.
Make it their whole town's identity. That'd be stupid. Nobody in Versailles, Indiana would do that.
Crazy talk.
No, but my fun fact, my son in the future is friends with some South Ripley Raiders soccer team players.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
Wonder why they're called the South Ripley Raiders.
It's crazy. Johnny, Early's going to withdraw his forces and face the Sheridan's advance. Like he's like, Sheridan's got too many guys. I'm going to go ahead and back out. I had to give some guys back down to Lee. This isn't going to work out for me, so he leaves. On the 5th, Early and Sheridan's forces are going to skirmish around Stevens Depot, north of Winchester, with, again, nothing really happening. On the 6th, all things are quiet on the military fronts, but Maryland's going to adopt a new constitution abolishing slavery. One more state down.
Wait. So a state constitution.
State constitution, yeah, not
Maryland, former slave state. Yeah. They were a border.
Yeah, they were a border state. Stayed with us.
That's big. That's real big.
And now they got rid of slavery. So, Yep.
That's okay.
One more.
Great.
No more slaves there.
That's fantastic.
And Johnny, we're going to start a new round of bombardments in Charleston because why the hell not? This is our 8th minor bombardment, our 3rd major bombardment. The last great bombardment just ended at the beginning of the month and lasted 60 days, resulting in 81 casualties to 14,666 rounds fired.
Say that again.
We started a new bombardment of Charleston, including Fort Sumter.
Yes.
This is our 8th minor bombardment. This is our fourth major bombardment. The last major bombardment just ended at the end of the month. It resulted in 60 days of nonstop shelling, 81 Confederate casualties for 14,666 rounds fired.
Okay. That's a lot. All right. I was just confused. It felt like I thought you said a month long and then gave a 60-day, and then I was confusing.
It's 2 months long.
Woof. That's tough.
Great. Those aren't great numbers.
But it's over.
But we started a new one.
No, but it's... Oh, cool.
Sherman orders Atlanta to be evacuated, Johnny, on the 7th with all civilians. All civilians, get the hell out of Atlanta. Sherman says, and I quote here, I have...
Now, you know what? That's crazy. If somebody told me to get the hell out of my house, where am I going to go? Where are they supposed to be? Where are they supposed to go?
Johnny, he says...
What are you going to do?
He says, and I quote, I have deemed it to the interest of the United States that the citizens now residing in Atlanta should remove those who prefer it can go south, the rest go north. He says, I don't care where the fuck you go. Pick a direction and get the fuck out of here.
Or what?
It seems like he might be planning something, and I don't know what that might be, but it might be involving...
But if you're a civilian in that area, you might want to get the fuck out of there.
That have already existed in the railroads.
That's crazy. I don't know what I'd do. I'm honestly, what... If somebody told me...
You'd come up to my house, Johnny. That's what you do.
If somebody's like, hey, leave. Your area is going to...
Be burnt, destroyed, something?
Destroyed in some manner. Yeah. Leave? Where am I...
Johnny, you're going to come to me. That's what you're going to do. You're going to grab your shit, and you're going to come into my house, and you're going to...
All right, but but suppose they hit you first and you're dead.
Oh, that's fair.
Now I'm hosed.
Yeah, now you're hosed.
Now what?
Find a tent. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's crazy.
Johnny,
it makes sense to people who are not considering the logistics of actually having to do that. And when people in the future look back and they're like, oh yeah, no, he gave them warning. He said get out of here.
Where they go?
They're gonna be like, oh well, you know what? We gave them warning. We said you could go ahead and get out of here. But where are they supposed to go?
I got you, Johnny.
Where are they supposed to go?
Now you seem to be complaining a little bit about this idea, right? To those,
I'm not complaining. I'm curious.
To those that are complaining, Sherman responds, if the people raise a howl against my barbarity and cruelty, I will answer that war is war and not popularity seeking. He doesn't give a fuck. He's saying, oh, you don't like this idea? Yeah, we're in war. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Grant's all about that fuck your feelings shit. Okay. That's fine.
In the week, Johnny, it's going to end with McClellan formally accepting the nomination of the Democratic ticket for president on the 8th of September. He disavows the peace plank. He says, look, I know you guys think that I'm going to just end the war and peacefully whatever bullshit, but look, the only acceptable condition at the end of this war is, and I quote, the Union is one condition of peace. Without the Union, fuck the fuck off. So even McClellan, who is the peace candidate, is saying, unless the Union stays as the Union, fuck the fuck off.
It's either a Union or it's nothing.
Union or nothing.
Literally why we became the United States.
Union or bust.
That was the idea.
Union or bust.
Yeah. I can stay a nation.
That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We do all kinds of fun things. We just shit on presidents. Even if you like that president, guess what? I found something bad to talk about with them. You might be confused. You're like, hey, Lieutenant Tommy, you wear blue. You must love Lincoln. No, the fuck I don't. And watch our episode on that, and you'll find out why not. Specifically, if you fast forward to the last 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, there's a really good rant that you're going to love. Or hate. I don't know what you'd like. Sure.